Yeah, hi there. These comments are for AA, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. And you made some comments over at my Facebook page, and let's take a look at your situation. So, you took the TOEFL exam and you've gotten some feedback on both the speaking and the listening, and you wanted to get some feedback from me. So you said you got a low score in the listening. So the TOEFL, you're looking at the score report and it gave you some information. It says test takers at the low level may have difficulty understanding lectures and conversations in English that involve abstract or complex ideas and recognizing the relationship between those ideas. Test takers at this level may not understand sections of lectures and conversations that contain difficult vocabulary or complex grammar structures. So, in addition, it says here, you can understand main ideas when they are stated explicitly, but you have difficulty understanding main ideas if they are not stated explicitly. It also says you can understand important details when they are stated explicitly and marked as important, but may have difficulty understanding details if they are not repeated or clearly marked as important, or if they are conveyed over several exchanges among different speakers. You say understand ways that speakers use language to emphasize a point or to indicate agreement or disagreement, but generally only when the information is related to a central theme or is clearly marked as important. So, your question is, what can you do? How can you improve your listening? So the score report has given you some important information here. So one thing that I think is important for you is to really work on your vocabulary. As it says here, if there's difficult vocabulary in the lecture, you have difficulty understanding that. You also have difficulty understanding complex grammar, and generally you have difficulty understanding listening when it is not stated explicitly. So what I want to do now is, let's take a look over at my online course. I'm going to recommend some things I think that's going to help you based on your current strengths and weaknesses. Okay, first of all, and let me go into the course just quickly. Okay, first of all, let's go to the vocabulary section of my course, and I'll give you kind of a plan right now to help you with your listening. Okay, here we go. Okay, in the vocabulary area, my recommendation, first of all, is to focus on lesson number 3. This is a basic vocabulary ebook which will help you master 200 basic words. It also has listening, reading, and grammar practice to help you master those words. So you want to do that. Now also, once you've learned those words, then go to vocabulary lesson number 4. This is your first, more of an advanced vocabulary list of 500 words. You want to master those. Then go to vocabulary lesson 5 and then vocabulary lesson number 6. So that's your first step, is to focus a lot on vocabulary. Now all of these lessons have downloadable audio files of the vocabulary words. I recommend that you download them and put them on your iPad or your iPod or some type of device where you can listen to them on a regular basis so you can get more used to hearing these words. That's your my first recommendation. Now also, I recommend that you go to the grammar area of my course. You noticed that you're having trouble understanding listening passages that contain complex grammar information. So what you want to do here is to figure out what grammar structures you're having more difficulty understanding. So take my grammar diagnostic pretest. that will pinpoint specific areas that you need to study more. Now, I recommend that you go through all of my grammar lessons, of course, but the pretest will show you what your weaknesses are. Now, in terms of complex grammar, I will show you some lessons that focus more on complex type grammar. Lesson number 4, lesson 5, lesson 6, 7, 8, and 9, even lesson number 11. Those focus on more complex type grammar. Also, you can take a look at lesson number 26, which also focuses on a little more complicated grammar. Those are specific lessons in the grammar area that can help you. Okay, let's go to listening. Let's take a look at this one. So one of the things you want to do is to get in the habit of note-taking, right? So I would recommend a couple of things. Here are, you got about 40 different listening practice tests here, and you can practice them several ways. I'm going to give you maybe 3 different ways that you can practice these. The first way is obviously just do the listening practice test and answer the questions to check your comprehension. That's the first way you can practice here. Remember though, your notes are very, very important. Now the second way is you can listen to the practice test, take down some notes, and then practice writing an academic summary of the information. And that would help you not just for listening, but also for your integrated writing areas. Now if you do practice writing about these, try to write about 250 words about each passage. That's also very important. For example, so if you listen to the lecture about ice cores, you can play the lecture 2 or 3 times, take down some notes, and then practice writing 250 words about the lecture. Now the third thing you can do is, using your notes, you can practice speaking about the information. And that's also going to help you with the integrated speaking areas of your academic English language abilities, right? Now I think that'll also be important in helping you get better, but that's not going to be enough. You want to get in the habit right now of listening, practicing listening, maybe 45 to 60 minutes every day. You can listen to news, documentary history, and even science programs. So the more you practice listening, you will do better, I think, with your academic listening comprehension abilities. Right? So those are some things you can do right now to help you with your listening. Now with speaking, the main thing here, 19 points out of 30, so definitely you're having problems with both grammar, vocabulary, and you're even having problems with your pronunciation. So I've already given you some suggestions of the grammar and the vocabulary areas that you can work on. But to help you more with the speaking, you can go to the pronunciation area in my course. And you probably need, if you haven't done this already, I can't remember if you're one of my students or not. If you're not, I'd love to have you. You can join my online TOEFL course today. It's not very expensive. One of the first things you want to do here is to complete the diagnostic pretest for vowel and consonant sounds. After which, I will tell you in this first section of the pronunciation area in my course which areas you need to focus on more. So I think that's also important. Now, the last thing you can do, of course, with your speaking is to start going through my independent and integrated speaking lessons. You'll see these in the last section of my course, Step 7. And here are my lessons right here. And then you can begin posting responses to my independent and also integrated practice tests I have at my site. Now if you need more topics for independent speaking tasks, I do have topics 31 through 300 right here, and you can post those directly at my VoxyPop discussion group, which is right here. For example, today I have 1, 2, 3, looks like I have 5 different practice tests posted from some of my online students. And what I'm going to do is today I'm going to go in there and listen to the responses and give them feedback. So you should also be posting responses on a daily basis so I can give you feedback to help you improve your speaking abilities of American English. Alright, so those are some of my suggestions right now of specific things that you can do to improve your listening and speaking abilities of American English.